So what's in it for me is, again, I've said this multiple times, is I'm helping humanity. I have come to the conclusion that neither lying nor deception are inherently immoral. If that wasn't clear, sometimes a lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do.
In this video, we are going to see 100% proof of Will Duffy finally admitting that his true agenda with TFE is to produce another anti-FE Hollywood mockumentary. True Christian, Flat Earth Banjo, and many other godly people with discernment have been saying exactly this since day one of the announcement of TFE. Now Duffy has proven us correct. To help out True Christian, please, 1. Give this video a like, 2. Watch it all the way to the end, 3. Share this video with other truthers, 4. Please subscribe if you haven't already, 5. Comment down below. Thank you, and God bless you.
This is what I got to understand, though. Okay, nobody does anything for free. I want to know what's in it for you. What is in it for you? Nobody puts that kind of money out without some kind of payoff. I'm sorry.
And you have a suspicious background with all of the lawsuits going on and everything
and
else.
Not just that, you're a man of money. Men of money and waste their money. You're a man.
Is this not true or yes? Is that true? The jail time, is that not true? You have possible jail time?
No.
I told you it was going to be some tough questions.
It's all good. You guys, I can answer all of that stuff.
Okay.
Again, I think it's a distraction, but I'll answer it.
Okay.
But to start, what's in this for me? So people, this is going to be hard to explain unless someone has been in a position of wealth, because you don't understand it or feel it until you get there. Once you have money,
you don't know who I am.
I do not know who you are. Once you have money, you start to change your thinking, and you're like, wow, I could do big things. I could bring big ideas and make them come to fruition. Okay. Elon Musk is a billionaire. He doesn't need another dime, yet he still wants to create SpaceX. He's not creating SpaceX to make money.
Will Duffy, the fake Christian pastor, loves Elon Musk, the evil Satanist.
He's not creating SpaceX to make money.
We don't trust him either. He's another one.
That's fine. That's fine. But again, I'm just giving you an example of what wealthy people do.
But the reality of it is, nobody's going to do this without a return. And it's not just some kind of gratification return, because let's face it, man, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's just going to go, oh, I have all this money now, and so I'm going to spend it so that other people can go to Antarctica. Do you see why this doesn't make sense to me? Do you see why this looks, this is like a windowless van giving away free candy? I'm like, what is in it for you?
Yeah. So what's in it for me is, again, I've said this multiple times, is I'm helping humanity.
No one is believing that asinine nonsense. Duffy is doing it for these reasons. 1. To disprove the Bible and thus repel people from God and Jesus Christ. 2. To grift more fame and riches for himself. 3. To make an anti-FE mockumentary for Amazon or Netflix so he can accomplish these evil goals. In summer 2024, Duffy claimed he was doing TFE to help humanity, but back in 2023, he was pushing a different message, revealing his true agenda, to disprove everything the Bible says about God's flat, stationary, geocentric, firmament enclosed earth.
And coming in 2024, we are working on something massive, which we think will finally put this flat earth idea to bed for good.
In December 2024, Duffy finally admitted the final part of his evil scheme, to make an anti-FE Hollywood mockumentary film for Amazon or Netflix.
But this also caused a bit of a dilemma for me. You see, ALE has set up a special campsite specifically for the final experiment at Union Glacier. And this was extra work they did just for us, for which I'm extremely grateful. But this was done under the assumption that we would have at least 8 people on the trip in addition to myself. Losing Leonard meant that we now dropped below that threshold. So I reached out to a handful of people that are going with us to apprise them of the situation and to ask them if they know of anyone else who has expressed interest in going with us, as we now have one more spot to fill. I reached out to Jaron, MC Toon, Austin, and Mark Herman, who is Candace Owens' director.
Candace Owens is an NWO megashill and grifter. No wonder Duffy has connections to her and her director, because Duffy is an NWO man too, in true Christian's opinion.
Of course, the first person everybody thought of was Alex Stein, but Alex Stein recently said that he was afraid to go to Antarctica, so he's off the list. Well, Mark got back to me and said that his friend, Jonathan Morandi, had expressed interest in going with us already. But that's not the most interesting part. Then he told me that Jonathan is a Hollywood filmmaker. And that's not the most interesting part. Sometimes a lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do. Sometimes a lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do. Then he told me that if Jonathan went with us, he would film a documentary of our trip. Sometimes a lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do. And that's not even the most interesting part. Lastly, he told me that Jonathan Morandi is a flat earther. Now, this really got my attention. Everyone has been asking me if a documentary would be created from TFE, and I had no plans of having anyone join us to film a documentary. I even had a couple people reach out to me early on and offer their services, but I turned them both down. But this situation is different. Jonathan is a Hollywood filmmaker, not just a content creator with a camera. And most importantly, he's a flat earther.
What are they going to do? Fake the footage? The final experiment Netflix feature will be produced. I mean, they're just making it up now. I'm an actor going to star in a documentary. What are they going to do? Fake the footage? The final experiment Netflix feature will be produced. I mean, they're just making it up now. I'm an actor going to star in a documentary. What are they going to do? Fake the footage? The final experiment Netflix feature will be produced. I mean, they're just making it up now. I'm an actor going to star in a documentary. What are they going to do? Fake the footage? The final experiment Netflix feature will be produced. I mean, they're just making it up now. I'm an actor going to star in a documentary. Most people are aware with what happened with Behind the Curve and how the filmmakers acted like they were going to make a fair representation of the flat earth side. And according to the flat earthers involved, they ended up taking things out of context and wouldn't even share the unedited video after the fact, even though Jaron asked them for it. So that problem is solved with Jonathan. As a flat earther, there will be no hit piece. Duffy is gaslighting again. His Hollywood mockumentary is guaranteed to be a hit piece against biblical cosmology. Duffy thinks he can fool us by saying that it's legit since a flat earther made it, but we aren't stupid. Jaron and Austin have also asked me for the ability to review the film prior to it being released to the public to make sure nothing is taken out of context, which I happily granted. And they can also ask for changes or even to be removed if they so desire. I'm more than happy to agree to all of this. With this mockumentary, Jaron and Austin will either
1. Use it as a springboard to convert their cults to globe believers. They can grift much more free money for nothing this way. And or 2. Defend it because their government handlers are paying them to make FE look as asinine as possible.
Now, most of you are going to complain and belittle Jaron and Austin for requesting this, but here is why I wouldn't do that. When someone goes through a bad experience personally, like Jaron did with Behind the Curve, you become extra cautious to make sure that doesn't ever happen to you again. That's all Jaron and Austin are doing. If you have never had this happen to you, then you can't really understand their concern because it's never happened to you before.
First of all, you know how many people have told me that because of Behind the Curve, they knew about Flat Earth? Like, there's a certain set of people in this world that you're never going to get to believe it anyway. And so those people who watch Behind the Curve, and they might use my ending scene and they might use it, sure. But a lot of people, Alex Stein wouldn't be a flat earther if it wasn't for Behind the Curve. It put Flat Earth out there in the mainstream. Am I happy about me being no. But then again, I look at it and I say, was it the end of the world? Is it like, oh, now the world will forever be a globe because of Behind the Curve? That's stupid. Stop being such Why are you afraid of everything? Jaron, they're going to take you down there and do another Behind the Curve. What do you mean? What do you mean they're going to do? That's why there's 2 of us going down there. What are they going to do? Fake the footage? Behind the Curve benefited Flat Earth. Do you get that? Nobody that would have believed in Flat Earth, like, saw Behind the Curve and was like, oh, now I don't believe in it. But it brought a lot of people to it, and it put the word out there in the world. It really did bring a lot of views to Flat Earth. So you can cry about it all you want, but overall, it was a pretty good movie.
But I'm sure we've all had something happen to us in our lives before, which made us extra cautious moving forward because no one wants to be fooled twice. And you know what they say about being fooled twice. The most exciting thing for me is that we now have 4 flat earthers going to Antarctica and also 4 globers, making the teams equal in terms of participants. I know that's not that big of a deal, but I am a numbers guy and I'm also a bit OCD. So I like things to just be clean and equal and symmetrical. So this is big news and we are all very excited for this. Now, I know the conspiracy theorists are going to run wild with this one. That doesn't bother me anymore. At first, I found all these wild and crazy conspiracies frustrating, but now I find them a bit comical. And I could use a good laugh this week, so let me know your conspiracies in the comments below. So what's in it for me is, again, I've said this multiple times, is I'm helping humanity.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let us know whether or not you are falling for Will Duffy's satanic propaganda. Finally, please remember, believe in Jesus Christ and repent from evil. Thank you, and God bless you.